It's Eid today, and a lot of the people over here have gathered for a bit of a get together, an Eid Milan, so to speak. We've come here to meet with the Kashmiri students. Most of them haven't been able to get in touch with their families in the valley for the past 1 week. They don't know if their parents, who may be suffering from some illnesses, how their health is. They haven't been able to get in touch at all, other than a couple of people who had contacts in the police and were able to reach out. Many of these people till now have been afraid of speaking to the media because they felt that they might face, their families might face some kind of repercussion in the valley for doing so. And so, most of them don't want to be identified on camera. However, speaking to them, we get an idea of just what it is they're going through while the government took on this move. Most of you are here because usually on other Eids you would have gone back.
Talk to our parents at least. No, matlab, be assured they're like fine. Nah, everything would be normal. But right now we are each other's strength. Like I haven't spoken to my family in like a month. This is like these are the people who understand, who have been through what I have been through. So these are the only people I feel who understand my pain.
Usually on Eid, you would all be going back home.
Not really, because we hardly get any holidays. We had just had this 1 day holiday. So last year, for the same Eid, we were here, Eid ul Adha, and when it's Eid ul Fitr, we're normally at home. So maybe few in other universities, people get holidays, but not like us. We don't get it. We just call our parents and video call. We get the pictures, everything. Everything is done like that. But
Video
this time
calling.
it happened for the first time. Like we have no idea how it's being celebrated. Like our mother wakes us up. Like get up now. This is the time. Just do this and that. Go out. I mean, this would happen. This has happened last year, but then this year it was like a complete blackout. Like we had no one to just wake us up and say Eid Mubarak or something of that sort.
You're telling me about the new age Eid celebration that are happening, the video call. So this image of being able to see your family in the valley, see how they're celebrating, and they would wake you up with that.
Not just that. Like the stuff we have been hearing from home. Like what I heard, like people weren't even allowed to like pray in mosques and like the conditions down there. We like more than like missing their Eid. What do you call it? Like Eid wishes and all that. We are more concerned what's happening down there. Like for a week when you don't listen, you haven't heard anything from your parents. You also know there's like a lot of army, like enough to like fight a war. That much, like at least 10 lakh soldiers are down there, and like no communication. People can't even go out and all.
So, out of 9 of you, has anyone spoken to their parents in the past week?
He helped me to get in contact with them.
So I want to tell what it's fascinating that it's basically everyone trying whatever they can, right? And you knew some police officer. Tell us that story. How your contact with the Jammu and Kashmir police officer helped you.
Yeah, it was. He's a friend of mine. He's an IPS officer, so he wishes to be anonymous. So I would keep him that way. So actually, he helped me in getting the numbers of local SHOs, local DSPs, and that's how I zeroed in on the local SHO of her place, and I made an effort to get her in touch with her family. I'm yet to make her talk to her family. I'm on it, so I hope to get it.
So you're like the person who has a police contact.
Not really, but yeah. In my case, actually, I was helping another friend of mine to get in touch with his family. And when that SSP told me that, did you make it to your family? And I broke down on that comment because it already had been 7 days since I spoke to my mother and father. So he rushed all the way from Srinagar to South Kashmir.
Oh, your friend who's the SSP.
Yeah.
What a nice friend you have.
To make sure that I talked to my family members. So it was a long conversation then. So, but yeah, I recorded the phone call and
What did your family say? What did they say? What have the last 7 days been like?
I mean, all they said is that there is posse of army men all around. We are confined, and we are not allowed to come out of our houses. There are some usual and relaxations, but yes, even after then, the curfew is reimposed, as we had reports yesterday also.
It's interesting. Why I wanted to come and talk to all of you was also because some people, when I pointed out, when we talk about the fact that it must be traumatic. If I can't get through my mother, for a couple of hours, I'm traumatized because you don't know how they are. As they might be ill, you need to near. They point out that you know it's a temporary thing, but it's for the better. The way I've grown up, the way I've seen things turn out, every decision that has been made by the central government or whatever government that came, it has not and never been in favor of the common people. I mean, common voices are never heard, and it's the common people who are suffering right there, right now, and no one is able to, tell us the truth. Even our families, whenever we contact them, they always tell us that, everything is going to be okay, just to reassure us, just to make us keep going and not worry about it and just focus on our studies. But it's not that simple. I mean, we always wander here and there. Our minds always wander whenever I'm in the class and I'm studying something related to something. I just imagine of my place. I mean, how are people right now there? Are they even having food? Are they drinking water? Are they drinking enough? Are they alive even? That is the most thought jolting thing that I have. You said apart from being confined, they're otherwise they have food and supplies. That's okay, is it?
They claim to have it. They can't say that we don't have
They can't
it.
tell us stuff like that.
They know it will make us worry about them.
But
and also,
it's matlab, I live very close to like a hospital, and like I've spent some time there, and like I've known like around 100, like more than like 100 people who like need medical attention daily. And not just that, like what place can you tell me where you don't have like patients and all who don't need medicines every day, every other day? Having restrictions like that, you can't even have access to medicines.
if the government trusts, trusts their wisdom, why did they have to, send 10 lakh, 10,000 first they send 10,000 army men, before that 35,000 army men, okay, and then they had to confine people to their houses. They had to, lock and put people into jails, and the mainstream people, those who have stood by the idea of India, those who have been defending the idea of India and the state of Jammu and Kashmir from 1947, they were put behind
Local
bars.
politicians.
Yes, they have been. Former chief ministers, and you have this guy from PDP, the youth leader, and a very, vocal, supporter of India. He has been booked under PSA now. I mean, what kind of a message are they sending?
It would have been better if people were talking more about the people living in Kashmir rather than discussing and debating and celebrating the abrogation of Article 370. It's more than a piece of land. It's about humanity.
The final question which I want to ask you is that we are seeing the Prime Minister and the government pledge a lot of investment, and they're saying that this will, in the long run, it'll help all of you get better jobs. And anyway, we've seen young people, all over Kashmiri young people all over India, and so many people are doing so well. They feel that the investment in the long run economically benefit the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Do you see that hope?
So see, our state as a part of country was not economically behind, if people claim it to be, was not behind because there was Article 370. It was because of the conflict. They didn't erode conflict out of a state. They just eroded an article. And I believe that before Article 370 in a conflict state, we were doing pretty good.
Does anyone feel at all any hope?
Economic dictating, the way they have abrogated the article has been so dictating. So how do we trust them for the development? There are least chances of trusting them for any kind of development, and we expect some kind of dictatorship there as well. So that's what I totally feel. I have no hopes.
I hope we are proved wrong, but economic investments, they come in politically certain environments. I mean, do you have investments?
It should be
do
stable.
you have investments in Syria, Palestine? They don't have any articles protecting them. You don't have them. People don't go and invest there. I mean, why would people come and invest? And in the words of Shah Faisal, as he said, people will buy land for graveyards, not for the factories and industries there.
And more than about development, do you see the kind of stuff that comes up on social media? It's not about development. People want women from Kashmir. People want land. Like what? Like it's like one or two people will talk about development. Plus, even if you look at development index, Jammu and Kashmir was like way above a lot of good states.
I believe that Kashmir is the only state where Kashmiris don't sleep on roads.
Everyone
In fact,
has
tell
a
me
place
what-
to live.
Tell me
We
which-
have a shelter.
Tell me which union territory is developed other than Delhi.
Is there a message to the Prime Minister that you want to convey?
You have betrayed us as a prime minister of the country. You have totally betrayed us and betrayed the aspirations and hopes that I think few of Kashmiris had put on him. Not all, few.
did we accede to the Union of India only to be betrayed after 70 years?
And
That's it.
development doesn't come at the cost of lives. That's what I'm also going to tell. We hope that a lot of the people that we heard today who have been trying to get in touch with their families are able to do so very soon. Till then, it's Sunetra Choudhury signing off.